The sound of laughter echoed in the parking lot. Not happy laughter. Cruel laughter. Mr. Kane, the billionaire CEO, stood beside his shiny black car. His suit was perfect. His watch was more expensive than most people's houses. At his feet on the ground was a small steel lunchbox. It was open. Inside, 2 dry rotis, some lentils, and a small green chili. Eli, the driver, stood frozen, his hands shaking. Mr. Kane laughed loudly. "This is your lunch?" He pointed at the food like it was trash. "Is this food for humans or for street dogs?" A few office staff stood nearby, watching. No one spoke. Eyes down. Silent. Eli's face turned red. His throat felt tight. He whispered, "Sir, it's just simple food." Simple. Mr. Kane cut him off. "Look at this." He kicked the steel box lightly. The lentils spilled on the ground. "My car is worth more than your whole life. And you sit beside it eating this." A guard chuckled softly. Another driver looked away, afraid. Eli's eyes filled with tears, but he forced a weak smile. "I'm sorry, sir. I will clean it." Mr. Kane smirked. "You drivers are all the same. Small food. Small brain. Small dreams." He turned to his assistant, Grace. "From tomorrow, tell him to eat far away from my car. I don't want poor smell near my things." Grace looked uncomfortable. "Sir, he was just—" "Did I ask for your opinion?" Mr. Kane snapped. Eli bent down slowly. His knees touched the hot pavement as he tried to pick up the spilled food with trembling fingers. The billionaire walked away without looking back. The camera of a phone, hidden behind a pillar, was recording everything. Voice over to the viewer. "If you were in Eli's place with everyone watching, what would you do?" And what Mr. Kane did not know. That cheap lunch he just insulted held a secret that would soon destroy his pride. The sun was burning in the sky. Cars moved in and out of the company gate. Eli sat on a small broken stool near the parking lot, his steel lunchbox on his lap. He checked his cheap phone. One new message. Mama's medicine finished. Pharmacy asking for money. Sarah. Sarah was his younger sister, who stayed at home with their sick mother. Eli's chest felt heavy. He whispered, "Just a few more days. I'll manage." He opened his lunchbox. Same thing as always. 2 rotis. Some lentils. A chili. A little pickle. He smiled sadly. "At least we still have this." Just then, the luxury car door opened. Mr. Kane stepped out, talking loudly on his phone. "I don't care how much it costs," he said. "Buy the hotel. If the workers don't like it, fire them. Simple." He ended the call and turned. His eyes landed on Eli and the lunchbox. He walked over. "What is this?" Mr. Kane asked, frowning. Eli stood up quickly. "Sir, it's my lunch. I will move." Mr. Kane took the steel box from his hand without asking. He opened it and stared. He burst out laughing, loud and cruel. "This is so sad it's funny. Look at this, Grace." Grace walked closer. Her face showed pity when she saw the food. "Sir, please. Let him eat. He works all day." Mr. Kane ignored her. He lifted one dry roti with 2 fingers like it was a dirty rag. He waved it in the air. "You are standing beside a billion-dollar company, and eating this?" He turned to the other drivers. "Take a lesson, everyone. This is why you will never be rich." The other drivers looked down. Someone whispered, "Poor guy." Mr. Kane threw the roti back in the box. Some lentils spilled on the ground. Eli's heart broke a little. He thought of his mother, who had cooked this in the early morning with pain in her hands. He thought of how they shared 1 onion and a little flour for 2 days. "Sir, please," Eli said softly. "Food is food. Even if it is simple. Please don't throw it." Mr. Kane's eyes turned sharp. "Oh. So now you're teaching me?" Eli quickly shook his head. "No, sir. I'm sorry. I didn't mean." Mr. Kane stepped closer, his voice low and cold. "Remember your place. You are just a driver. If I snap my fingers, you are nothing. Do you understand?" Eli swallowed hard. "Yes, sir." "Good," Mr. Kane said. "Now clean this mess. And don't ever eat near my car again." He dropped the lunchbox on the ground and walked away. A single tear rolled down Eli's cheek. He wiped it quickly so no one could see. But someone did see. Mia, Mr. Kane's 17-year-old daughter, stood on the balcony above, watching the whole scene. Her hands were shaking with anger. She whispered, "Dad, how could you?" She pressed stop on her phone camera. The whole insult was recorded. Voice over to the viewer. "Have you ever seen someone humiliate a poor worker like this in real life?" Mia looked at the video again. Her eyes filled with tears. She whispered to herself, I'm going to show the world what you did, Dad. And out in the parking lot, Eli picked up his cheap lunch from the dirty ground, not knowing that today, his secret would start to come out. Later that evening, the city lights started to glow. The company building was almost empty. Eli finished cleaning the car. He glanced at the clock. He still had one more stop before going home. He held the dented steel lunchbox in his hands. Most of the food was gone, spilled or dirty. He sighed. Still, maybe someone can use what is left. He walked out of the company gate and went to the bus stop. He did not go home. He went to City General Hospital. The hospital was crowded. People sat on the floor, some crying, some waiting. Eli walked straight to the children's ward. He knew the way very well. A nurse smiled when she saw him. Eli, you're late today. He smiled back, tired but warm. Got stuck at work, sister. Sorry. From his small plastic bag, he took out 3 extra rotis he had hidden, and some cooked lentils. He placed them in small plates. Where are the kids? He asked softly. In the ward. Same kids, new worries, the nurse said sadly. You know, you don't have to do this every day. You hardly earn anything. Eli shook his head. I know what hunger feels like, sister. My mother went hungry so I could eat. Now I can't watch these kids hungry. He walked into the children's ward. A little boy, maybe 7 years old, waved at him. Bia. You came. His name was Armin. His head was bald from treatment. His eyes were bright when he saw Eli. Yes, Armin. I came, Eli said, forcing a smile. Ready for your special dinner? Armin nodded excitedly. Your roti is better than the hospital food. Eli laughed softly. Don't say that loudly. The nurse will get angry. He fed Armin with his own hands. Then 2 more kids. The half-spilled lunch from the ground became warm food in small stomachs. The same lunch Mr. Kane had insulted was now a small gift of love. The nurse watched with tears in her eyes. You are a good man, Eli, she said. He smiled sadly. If I was really good, I would be able to do more than this. She touched his shoulder. You already do more than many rich people. He looked down, remembering the afternoon. The roti in Mr. Kane's hand. The laughter. The burning shame. He blinked fast, trying not to cry. Voice over. He was poor in money, but rich in heart. After feeding the kids, Eli went to the payment desk. He took out some crumpled notes from his pocket. Please use this to clear a little from Armin's bill, he said. The receptionist frowned. This is not even much. Are you sure? You look like you need this money yourself. Eli nodded. Every drop fills the bucket. Don't write my name. Just put anonymous. The man slowly smiled. You always say the same thing. Anonymous. Why hide? Eli looked at the long line of poor families behind him. I don't want thanks. I just want them to stay together. On the other side of the city, in a huge mansion, another family was having dinner. At Mr. Kane's dining table, there were more dishes than 10 people could finish. Golden plates. Crystal glasses. Mia pushed her food around her plate. She was silent. Mr. Kane noticed. Why are you not eating? The chef worked hard. Mia looked up, her eyes cold. Some people don't even have one roti, Dad. You know that, right? He frowned. What's with the attitude? Did someone at school upset you? Mia laughed bitterly. No. Someone at home did. Mrs. Kane touched her arm. Mia, speak respectfully to your father. Mia held her phone tight under the table. The video of her father laughing at Eli's lunch was open on the screen. She thought, should I post it? Should I show the world? Her heart pounded. Later that night, alone in her room, she made her decision. She uploaded the video to social media with a caption. This is how my billionaire father treats the man who drives him every day. Within hours, the video started getting views. Hundreds. Then thousands. Then more. Comments flooded in. How can someone be so heartless? Poor man, my heart broke. Money doesn't buy class. Who is this driver? I want to help him. By morning, Billionaire laughs at driver's lunch was trending. At the same time at the hospital, the nurse turned on the small TV in the corner. A news reporter was talking. This viral video shows a rich businessman mocking his driver's simple lunch. Viewers are now asking, who is this driver? Sources say he is often seen at City General Hospital, feeding poor children and paying small parts of their bills, in secret. The nurse gasped. She looked at Eli, who had just walked in with his steel lunchbox. Eli, they're talking about you. Eli froze. His heart started racing. What do you mean? She pointed at the TV. On the screen, they showed him entering the hospital on old CCTV footage, carrying his steel lunchbox. Eli's face went pale. On the bottom of the screen, the headline flashed. Poor driver's secret life exposed. He feeds hungry children while billionaire laughs at his food. Eli whispered, almost in shock. They found out. He had spent years hiding this part of his life. Now the whole city was beginning to see it. And inside his glass office, far away, Mr. Kane was about to face the storm. Morning light hit the big glass windows of Kane Corporation. Inside, there was panic. Employees whispered in corners. Phones rang non-stop. Journalists waited outside the gate with cameras. Grace rushed into Mr. Kane's office. Sir, we have a problem. Mr. Kane looked up from his laptop, annoyed. What now? She took a deep breath. Sir, you are trending on every platform. The video, from yesterday. He frowned. What video? She turned the screen towards him. The video started. There he was on camera. Laughing at Eli's lunch. Calling it dog food. Kicking the box. The sound of his own voice felt like knives in his ears. What? Who filmed this? He shouted. Grace stayed quiet. The view count on the side kept jumping up. 500K. 800K. 1 million. New videos had been added by news channels. Driver who was insulted is the same man who feeds kids at hospital. Billionaire mocks food that poor man uses to help sick children. Mr. Kane's chest tightened. This is nonsense. I donate to charity. Grace cut him softly, but firmly. Sir, people don't care about your donations right now. They care about what they saw. They saw a rich man insult a poor man's food. And now they see that poor man using his cheap lunch to feed hungry kids. He stared at her, speechless. The intercom buzzed. Sir, the board members are here. They called an emergency meeting. In the meeting room, older men and women sat with serious faces. The head of the board spoke. Mr. Kane, our stocks are falling. People want to boycott our hotels. This video is hurting us. Mr. Kane tried to stay calm. I will release a statement. Say it was a misunderstanding. One of the women slammed her pen on the table. Misunderstanding? We all saw how you talked to him. Even your daughter posted it. Mr. Kane's heart sank. Mia, posted it? At that moment, the door opened. Mia walked in. Behind her was Eli. Eli wore the same old shirt. His hands were nervous. He held his steel lunchbox close to his chest like a shield. Everyone turned to look. Mr. Kane stood up. What is he doing here? Mia's eyes were full of hurt. Dad, you always told me to stand for what is right. Today I am doing that. He swallowed. Mia, not now. There are important people here. She pointed at Eli. He is an important person. Just because he is poor doesn't mean he is less than you. Silence. The head of the board said, let the girl speak. Mia walked to the screen on the wall. She tapped and a new video started. It showed Eli at the hospital. Feeding Armin. Smiling at the kids. Paying at the counter. A reporter's voice played. This is Eli, the driver whose lunch was insulted. For years, he has been bringing simple food to City General Hospital. Not for himself only, but to share with sick children. He also pays small parts of their bills, always as anonymous. While the billionaire laughed at his food, this man used it to save lives. In the meeting room, people looked down, ashamed. Eli stood there, uncomfortable, his eyes wet. I didn't want this attention, he said quietly. I never wanted to embarrass anyone. Mr. Kane's voice shook. Is this true? Eli nodded slowly. Yes, sir. My mother was once a patient there. We had no money. A stranger helped us. After she got better, I decided I will do the same for others. So I cook extra food every day. I give a little money when I can. That's all. He looked at the floor. I know my lunch looks cheap, but it is made with love. And it is sometimes the only food those children get in a day. Tears finally overflowed from Mia's eyes. She turned to her father. How could you laugh at him, Dad? How could you not see the man in front of you? Mr. Kane felt something break inside his chest. His legs felt weak. He remembered his own past. How his father once struggled to pay rent. How they shared one plate of food at night. How he had promised himself he'd never be poor again. In his race to become rich, he had become the very monster he once hated. Slowly, in front of everyone, he walked towards Eli. To everyone's shock, he dropped to his knees. Eli! His voice broke. I am so sorry. Gasps filled the room. A billionaire, kneeling in front of his driver. I insulted your food. I insulted your dignity, he said, tears in his eyes. I forgot where I came from. I forgot what hunger feels like. I was wrong. Deeply wrong. Eli stepped back, shocked. Sir, please, you don't need to kneel. But Mr. Kane stayed on his knees. I need to, he said. Not for the cameras. Not for the board. But for my soul. He wiped his face. Then he turned to the board members. From today, he said, his voice stronger, our company will fully fund the treatment of the children at City General Hospital, and we will build a free kitchen there in Eli's mother's name. He looked at Eli. If you allow it. Eli's lips trembled. My mother would have liked that, he whispered. And one more thing, Mr. Kane said. Eli is not just the driver anymore. He will be our community care manager. He will be paid like an officer. And he will lead our charity work. If he accepts. Everyone stared, stunned. Eli froze. I don't know what to say. Mia smiled through her tears. Say yes, Eli. You deserve this. The board members nodded one by one. One of them said, this is the first good decision you've made in a long time, Kane. Eli took a deep breath. He thought of his sick mother, his sister, the kids at the hospital. Then he smiled, small but real. I accept. But only if the drivers and guards also get better pay and respect. Not just me. Mr. Kane nodded quickly. Done. From today, no one under my roof will be treated like they are less. Not ever again. He stood up and held out his hand. This time, it was a handshake of respect. Not power. Eli slowly shook his hand. Voice over to the viewer. The same man who once laughed at his driver's lunch, now trusted him to lead his company's heart. Later that week at the hospital, a new board was hung on the wall. Free kitchen, in honor of all mothers who slept hungry so their children could eat. Inside, Eli served food in clean plates. Mr. Kane also stood with sleeves rolled up helping. Armin grinned. Rich uncle, your roti is not as good as Eli Bia's. Everyone laughed. Mr. Kane smiled and said, I know. That's why I'm learning from the best. Mia took a picture of Eli serving food. She posted it with a new caption. True richness is here. Sometimes, the people we look down on are silently doing more good than we can imagine. Never judge someone by their clothes, their lunchbox, or their salary. Respect every worker. Respect every plate of food. Because one day, karma will expose who is truly poor in heart, and who is truly rich.